Hi, my name is Kim Bodemer, and I'm the Director of Adult Learning at Hebrew College, and I'm thrilled to be here to share with you some information about an upcoming trip that Hebrew College is sponsoring, a trip to the South, a civil rights journey. The trip will take place in November 10th through the 12th, with the trip launching very early on Sunday morning. So we actually advise that you plan to arrive on at least the Saturday before. So I'm going to share my screen and go through our slides, and there'll be an opportunity to ask more questions at the end. So our trip begins in Georgia, in Atlanta. We then have the opportunity to visit 3 different cities in Alabama: Montgomery, Selma, and Birmingham. On that first morning at 8:15, we attend the Ebenezer Baptist Church service. It's a real treat. Because it starts so early, we recommend people arriving no later than the night before. And I'll go into more detail about what that will look like. But we will be starting this tour at 8:15. Then we're going to tour the historic Auburn neighborhood where Dr. Martin Luther King lived and did his work. In Montgomery, we visit the Equal Justice Initiative Memorial to Peace and Justice. The picture you're looking at on this slide is known as the Lynching Memorial. And we have the opportunity to see the different counties and people who were victims of lynching. Also in Montgomery, we visit the Equal Justice Initiative's Legacy Museum. If you're familiar with the book or the movie Just Mercy, written by Brian Stevenson, you may know about this. He was instrumental in getting this museum off the ground. We'll also visit the Southern Poverty Law Center Civil Rights Memorial in Montgomery and the Rosa Parks Museum. In Selma, we take a tour of the city. We meet with the youngest member of the folks who marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, Joanne Bland, who at 9 years old was the youngest person arrested on that march. And we actually have the opportunity to march across at the Edmund Pettus Bridge. In Birmingham, we visit the Freedom Park and the 16th Street Baptist Church, along with the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute. So let's talk about travel for a moment. Because we know that many people accrue airline miles through a variety of ways, you will be responsible for booking your own travel to and from Atlanta. This gives you the opportunity to travel on any airline at any time. The thing you should know is that the tour officially begins on Sunday, November 10th at 8:15 in the morning in downtown Atlanta. So we are encouraging you to be in place by Saturday evening. Make sure that when you book your return flight for Tuesday, November 12th, that it's after 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturday night, as I mentioned, we're encouraging people to arrive and be in place by then. There are 3 hotels that we're recommending, although you can stay anywhere you'd like. They're all near Centennial Park, and there's lots to do in that area. So if you wanted to arrive even for a long weekend, you'd be able to do that. We will be hosting an optional dinner at a restaurant near Centennial Park, hopefully within walking distance, for anyone who is in place, so that we can meet one another and be ready for our trip. The cost of the trip is $1,520, and it includes hotel accommodation Sunday and Monday evening, all transportation from the time we get to the Ebenezer Baptist Church on Sunday morning through the end of the tour. The tour ends with a drop-off at the Atlanta Hartsfield Airport. There'll be a fully guided tour from a civil rights expert. That person will be with us from that 8:15 time on Sunday morning until drop-off at the airport. And that person is very, very knowledgeable about sites that we'll be stopping at and sites that we'll see along the way. The price also includes all of your museum entrance fees, as well as entrance fee to flights and sites, sorry, snacks on the bus, and most meals. The meals it doesn't include are Saturday night, which is optional, and then Monday evening will be in downtown Birmingham, and you'll have your opportunity to choose a place that you'd like to dine. So things that are not included. Again, the travel to and from Atlanta is not included. How you get from the airport to your chosen hotel is not included. It does include transportation back to the airport on Tuesday afternoon, just not when you arrive. It won't include your Saturday night accommodations, whether you're staying in a hotel or with a family friend or someone else. That is on you. Breakfast Sunday morning. Some of the hotels that we recommended include a breakfast and some don't. So you just want to make sure to fuel your body before we start the day. Again, mentioning the Saturday evening and Monday evening, which I mentioned before, and to bring cash for tips for our bus driver and for our tour guide. The recommendation is $20 per each of those individuals per person. So we know that sometimes you plan a trip and something comes up. So we wanted to make sure you understand our refund policy. If you cancel before Friday, August 9th, you will receive a full refund minus a $180 administration fee. If you have to cancel after that date, unless we can fill your spot, we will not be able to give you a refund. Edgar actually prepays for lots of these entrance fees, hotel blocks, bus, and such. And so we are responsible for paying them. We want to make sure that you know about some related opportunities. And this is, the first one is on Tuesday, June 18th at the noontime hour Eastern Standard Time. And there is a 1-hour webinar called Jews and the Call for Social Justice, Lessons Learned in the Fight Against Racism. If you want to register, you can take a picture of the QR code and register that way or through our website. But it's going to be an amazing opportunity to really connect with some of the history of the civil rights movement by Professor Mark Dollinger, who wrote the book Black Power, Jewish Politics. He's going to give his experience as a white scholar writing and teaching in 2024 about Jews and social justice. He's learned a lot since this book was first published and actually wrote a new foreword to the book and is excited to share that with you. We've invited Mark Dollinger back to teach a 4-session class that's called How Did We Get Here? Civil Rights, Social Justice, and Race in American History. This 4-session class will dive into important ideas. It is not, you don't have to take the class in order to go on the trip. You don't have to go on the trip in order to take the class. This is for people who are interested in finding out more, who are looking for social change, to understand the history of Jews and the civil rights movement. Again, there's a QR code, or you can go to the Hebrew College website and register for this course then. It's available on Zoom, and so you have the opportunity to be really anywhere while you take the course. So questions regarding the anything I talked about in this presentation or in anything related to the trip, please forward questions to kbodemer@hebrewcollege.edu or my colleague Robin Kahn, rkahn@hebrewcollege.edu, and we'd be happy to talk through your questions. One additional piece I want to share with you is that I led this trip. in 2023, and we had a whole group of folks from Newton, Massachusetts who went, and we had folks join us from New York, from Florida, and I believe from Texas. We all met together in Atlanta. So if you have friends and family from other parts of the country or the world who are interested in this and you'd like to have this shared experience with, encourage them to find out more. It's a great opportunity to gather together for a really deep educational, transformative experience, and we hope that you'll participate. Thank you for taking a few minutes to learn more about our program, and I look forward to answering questions and being in touch soon.